You open your eyes, but you're no longer made of flesh and bone. You want to clench your fists, but you don't have fingers. Instead, you have two giant blocky arms made of solid iron. When you try to move, the stones under your feet tremble. You want to listen for a heartbeat in your chest, but there's nothing there except cold emptiness. And yet, deep inside, a feeling you can't quite describe, something like protection, slowly starts to burn. You look around. Small square houses, stone paths, a plaza lit by lanterns, villagers rushing around. This is a village, and you're a steel-fisted giant born right in the middle of it. Congratulations! You now live as an iron golem. Your birth was quick. A few seconds ago, there was nothing. Then a player placed 4 iron blocks in an L shape, put a carved pumpkin on top, and you came out of the darkness. The empty, hollow eyes of that pumpkin suddenly filled with a purple light. Your iron body jerked to life, and the blocks that would become your torso snapped together. It wasn't an explosion, but with a short, mechanical dong that reverberated through you, you came into existence. In that moment, you weren't thinking anything. You had no past, no childhood to remember. But the invisible code inside your, well, not your brain, your chest, whispered one thing to you. This village is your responsibility. You feel the first rule the second you're born. 1. Don't hurt the villagers. Protect them. The only time you'll ever lay a hand on a villager will be to shove them away from the zombie behind you. The moment you harm them, the reason your iron body exists stops making sense. Second rule. 2. Never ignore danger. Zombies sneaking around at night, skeletons loosing arrows, creepers ready to explode. They're all your targets. They must not get even one step closer to the village. And the third rule is the heaviest. 3. Don't think about yourself. Your cracking armor, your rusting arms, your shrinking health bar, none of it is supposed to matter. Your existence is a shield so they can keep breathing. Your first night comes quickly. As the sun slowly slips behind the mountain, villagers panic and rush to their homes. Slamming doors, trapdoors, shutters closed. The lantern lights flicker. The bell rings one more time. They hide. You do the opposite. You step out into the center of the square and begin patrolling, your heavy iron feet pounding against the stone paths. It's like the whole world slows down. From the darkness, you hear the first moan. Zombies. You don't have to calculate meters, blocks, or distance in your head. The instant a villager is in danger, you feel it. A rotten hand starts pounding on a flimsy wooden door just outside a house, and you're already moving toward it. Your steps are heavy, but it takes you less than a second to close those few blocks of distance. Right as the door's about to crack, you round the corner of the house. The zombie lifts its head and looks at you. There's no thought in its eyes, just hunger. In your eyes, there are no emotions, only duty. You raise your arm and your iron fist tears through the air, slamming into the zombie's head. One hit, cracking bones, rotten flesh flying everywhere. A few green XP orbs float up and fade away. A thin little sound rises from inside the house. You don't know if it's thanks, fear, or just a villager reflex, but you do know that if you hadn't been there, that door would have been wide open by now. As time passes, you learn every detail of the village. Which villager always goes home the latest? Which door is the weakest? Which field creepers tend to appear next to more often? By day, you roam like a calm giant. Villagers pass by you with fear, but also a sort of familiar respect. Baby villagers stop a few blocks away to stare at you, and sometimes you offer them a poppy, not with your hand, but from somewhere inside, you drop that flower on the ground. They pick it up. A strange bond forms between you and them, but not every village stays this innocent. One day you see something different on the horizon. Not zombies, not skeletons, gray clothes, red bands, crossbows in their hands, pillagers. A raid is starting. The village bell rings, but this time the panic is different. This isn't just another night, this is a raid. To them, the village is nothing but a spot to be looted. They don't have green hearts above their heads, and there's no room for regret in their eyes. This time, you run. With your iron body, you look so heavy that anyone watching would think that thing must be slow. But with every step, you cover 2 blocks at once. You crash straight into the first pillager. Before he can even fully aim his crossbow at you, your fist slams into his flimsy chest. But this fight is different. They're not alone. They come in waves. Some of them are spellcasters, some ride massive beasts. When you hear the Ravager roar, something like the fear of losing grips you for the first time. Its horns slam into you and fling you aside, fractures spreading across your iron body. Somewhere on an invisible screen, you can feel your health bar dropping. One more hit, then another. Right then, the player who created you appears. Sword in hand, shield on his back, arrows at the ready. He's defending the village too. For a few seconds, you lock eyes. There's no thank you in your eyes, but there is recognition. In his eyes, a thought flickers. I'm glad I built you. You fight side by side. While you grab the Ravager by the chest and hurl it backward, he rains down his enchanted arrows. Witch's potions smash against your body. Poison spills over you. Slowness kicks in. Explosions shake the whole village. But you don't step back, because if you back down, everyone behind you is gone. When the battle finally ends, half the village is in ruins. Some houses are gone, a few villagers are missing, but there's still life. A few villagers walk toward you. The player comes to you holding iron ingots. He slowly touches you, and suddenly you feel some of the cracks in your body seal up. Your health fills up a bit. For the first time, you realize something. You're their shield. But in their eyes, you're also a resource. Because somewhere else in this world, golems like you live a completely different fate. Somebody keeps spawning you over and over just to farm iron. They fill the ground beneath you with lava, push you around with water, and kill you in a farm. For you, there's no battle, no village, no gratitude, just an endless loop. Spawn, walk, burn, turn into ingots. For an iron golem, there are two destinies. You either become the silent hero of a village, or an invisible iron machine for a player. You don't know if you're on the lucky side or if you're just the one that will take a little longer to break. Days, nights, seasons pass by, block by block. It rains, and every drop that hits your body makes your iron ring a little deeper. The player keeps coming and going to distant worlds. The nether, the end, the deepest mines. Every time he leaves the village in your care. Sometimes he doesn't show up for weeks. You wait without saying a single word, without feeling a single block. One night, a much bigger horde of zombies than before surrounds the village. Some are armored, some are fast, some are baby zombies. When you grab one and smash it into the ground, two more are already trying to climb onto your back. Your punches are still strong, but they're not as fast as they used to be. They say iron doesn't get tired, but your code feels like it's slowing down. One zombie pushes you all the way to the edge of a cliff outside the village. There's nowhere left to step back. One more step, and you'll tumble into the dark void below. Behind you is the village. In front of you is death. You turn your head slightly. In the distance, you see a small villager child stepping out of his house. He's staring at you in fear. Technically, you're not supposed to feel anything in that moment. You run on code, and yet there's still one move you have to decide on. You can back away and save yourself, leaving the village to the zombies. Or you can lunge forward and fall with them, leaving no time for the zombies to reach the village. Your iron feet slam into the ground one last time, and you leap forward. There's no sound as you roll off the cliff's edge, just the roar of the wind in your ears and the dull thud of your iron body slamming into rock. When you finally hit the ground below, the screen flashes white for a moment. Then, no explosion, just the sound of breaking iron, a few iron ingots dropping to the ground, and a single poppy. That's how your life ends in this world. Your code shuts down. You'll never patrol this village again. But even when you're gone, your story lives on in a few places. In the iron ingots the player carries in their inventory. In that empty village square the little villager looks toward every time he steps outside. And maybe in a YouTube comment that says, "The Iron Golem sacrificed himself for the village. You never had a voice, but you left a mark. No one's ever going to call you a hero. But if the village survived, deep down, everyone knows why." Now let me ask you something. If you were born as an Iron Golem, would you choose a world where you could truly roam free? Or would you rather rust in the same square 1,000 times over to protect one small village? Would you choose to die over and over again for a few iron ingots? Or save one village once and never be reborn? Tell me your answer in the comments. And since you made it all the way here, since you dove into this blocky world with us, and if you like stories like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that maybe in the next video, you'll be the one reborn into the life of the character you chose. Which Minecraft mob would you want to be? The most requested character in the comments will be waiting for you in the next video. Take care. Take care of yourself with your iron fists, your silent steps, and the shadows of the villages you protect.